the limb now. That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Hello everyone. Today we are going to see about one of the famous space company called as the Space Exploration Technologies Corp, which is famously known as SpaceX. SpaceX was founded by Elon Musk, who is the owner of PayPal, Tesla and many other companies. SpaceX was founded on May 6, 2002 with its headquarters at Hawthorne, California. The story of SpaceX started with Elon Musk, who always had plans to go to Mars and also to reduce the expenses made for space exploration. So he thought of starting a company and he needed rockets for that company. So he went to Russia to buy affordable rockets. But all ended in vain as he couldn't find a rocket that suited his price. So he started thinking, and then he figured out that if he bought the raw materials which were required to manufacture a rocket and then manufacture it by himself, the cost required would be cut by a great margin. So he accompanied with Tom Muller, who was a rocket engineer, and started the company called as SpaceX. They designed and manufactured their first rocket, which was named as Falcon 1, and the first Falcon 1 was launched on 24th March 2006. Successive launches of Falcon 1 took place, but all ended up in failure. For example, the rocket they launched, as you see here, just survived for 34 seconds after it ended up in failure. Their expedition was likely to be finished when they planned to launch a Falcon 1 on September 20, 2008. The launch was a great success, and this became the first private-funded rocket to reach Earth's orbit. From this rocket's launch, the company's progress started. The main achievement of SpaceX was the development of Falcon 9 rocket, which expanded their capabilities. The Falcon 9 is a two-stage rocket which costed $62 million to launch it. The payload capacity of the Falcon 9 to the low Earth orbit is about 22,800 kilograms. 3 variants of Falcon 9 is available, and all these 3 variants consist of 2 stages. The first stage gave a minimum thrust of about 5,000 kilonewtons, and the second stage gave a thrust of about 700 kilonewtons. Both these stages used liquid oxygen and rocket propellant as their fuel. One main thing of SpaceX is that they manufacture their own products so that they can reduce the cost per launch in a great margin. As a result of that initiative, the Merlin engines were produced. The Falcon 9 used Merlin 1 series engines in its launches. The next vehicle of the company that made it successful is called as the Falcon Heavy. The Falcon Heavy is a great piece of science, and it broke many records in its maiden launch. It used 2 boosters and 2 main engines. The further details of this rocket is discussed in the video above. Now let us see some of the major achievements that were accomplished by the SpaceX company. The Flight 4 of the Falcon 1 series of SpaceX company, which was launched on September 28, 2008, was the first privately funded liquid-fueled rocket to reach Earth's orbit. Next, the SpaceX was the first private space company to successfully launch, orbit, and recover a spacecraft sent by them. This feat was achieved on the SpaceX Dragon program and took place on the Demo Flight 1 on December 9, 2010. If you wonder what the Dragon series is, it is nothing but the reusable cargo spacecraft developed by SpaceX themselves. The company has tested out many Dragon flights, and we will see them in the later of this video. The next achievement is that the first landing of an orbital rocket's first stage on land. It was accomplished on Flight 20th of the Falcon 9, which took place on December 22, 2015. It is nothing but the rocket landed its first stage on land safely. Next, SpaceX was the first private space company to send an object into an orbit around the barycenter, or just roughly an orbit around the Sun. This feat was achieved on the test flight of the Falcon Heavy rocket, as we saw before, on February 6, 2018. A crazy fact is that the object, as I said before, was a Tesla Roadster car which belonged to Elon Musk. Now let us see some achievements accomplished by the Crew Dragon series. On May 30, 2020, 2 astronauts were sent into space using this Dragon Demo 2 mission, and by this, the SpaceX became the first private company to send humans into orbit around Earth. On the next day, they docked with the International Space Station, and so by this, SpaceX became the first private space company to send humans to the International Space Station. As we saw in the beginning, Elon Musk was very much interested on Mars, and now his main aim is to colonize Mars and is working full-fledged to make it come true. Another crazy fact is that the Japanese billionaire named Yusaku Maezawa has contracted with SpaceX to fly around the moon by 2023 in SpaceX special rocket called Starship. Starship is a rocket which is being developed by the company, and if this project becomes true, Elon Musk's dream of going to Mars would eventually come true. Now, the other main project of SpaceX is called as the Starlink. Starlink is the plan of Elon Musk to provide low latency internet access around the world. This is achieved by launching thousands of satellites, as you see here, into the Earth's low orbit. Many number of satellites are already being launched and some are waiting to be launched. Now, the recent news of SpaceX is the return of two astronauts named Bob Behnken and Doug Hurley, who were sent to the International Space Station on May 31, 2020. On August 2nd of the same year, the two astronauts undocked from the International Space Station and splashed down into the Earth near the Gulf of Mexico. The video of their splashdown is given here.
As you can see on your screen, we have visual confirmation for splashdown.
What we saw till now are not the complete achievements of SpaceX, and they have just kickstarted their career in the space exploration. Thank you for watching. So see you later. Bye bye. Cheers.